They say when America coughs, the whole world catches a cold, Pakwisi.
Absolutely, Portia. And so everybody is keenly monitoring what's happening in America to know what's likely to happen after the counting of ballots ended. We're going to go live now to America to speak to Esther Githui. She works with VOA Africa to get updates on what's happening, especially knowing that both Hillary and Donald Trump have cast their ballots already. Some 46 million people are expected to cast their ballots. Thank you very much, Esther, for joining us live from Voice of America Africa. Tell us, what's the mood like in America now?
The mood is one of enthusiasm and also of fatigue. People are already tired of the long, contentious campaign that has gone on for 19 months. But this is the day that Americans go to the vote. They have been lining up since early morning hours, 6 a.m. in some states, 6:30 in other places. And it's now about 3 o'clock Washington, D.C. time, and they can't wait to get it over with. They are casting their ballots, and they want to see the person they support in this election occupy the White House come January 20th, 2017. But we'll definitely know the results a couple of hours later in the night, Washington, D.C. time. Pakwesi.
Right, Esther, as I was speaking earlier to Portia here in the studios, America is very important, and that's why the whole world is keenly monitoring what's happening. Already we are beginning to hear effects on the stock market. A lot of people want to know what's going to happen in America. Who's going to be the next president of America? During voting, have there been any recorded cases of isolated violence in any of the areas? Have there been any challenges at all?
I do not think there's any violence anywhere. America has a way of keeping things in check. There's a lot of security in this country, especially today in all polling stations. There have been an incident where we had some issues of technical issues in voting, but not any violence, no riots, nothing of that kind. And in any case, it's too early to even think about that because we do not know who is likely to take over the presidency after Barack Obama. So Americans are exercising their democratic right today to vote for the candidate they want to occupy the highest office in the land. And so they are waiting. This is the democratic process, and that is what has been the tradition for more than 200 years. Pakwesi.
It's good to hear there's not been disruptions to those elections, which started early today. So how many, I'm told about 46 million people are expected to cast their ballots. What's been the extent of voter turnout?
Actually, this time there are about 100 million people that are expected to vote today. That could vary. It could be about 80 million, in fact. But this is a little less than what we saw in 2012, where there were 241 million people who voted during that election. So that's quite some number down from 2012 to 2016. However, it's quite a number. And whatever the number, it's still going to make a difference. We're still going to see some kind of history made in the United States. Whether it goes the Clinton way, we will see perhaps the first female U.S. president, or we are going to see the first businessman take the White House because he has no prior political experience. So either way, if it goes to the Republicans or the Democrats, history will be made today.
So, Esther, my very final question, barring any last-minute hitches, barring any eventualities, how soon should we wait to hear the announcement of the next president of America?
That depends on the time they are in Ghana, because here in Washington, like I said, it's about a few minutes after 3. And so we expect in Washington, D.C. time to kind of know who is likely to take the lead. And I'm talking about just the lead, maybe about 10 p.m. Washington, D.C. time, or about midnight. But I can tell you by about 1 a.m., we will definitely know who is taking over the top office.
I can't wait, Esther, to get the outcome of this. But I said my final question. This is going to be my very final question. Amongst the media, how are they covering these elections? Is that it's a kind of a keen interest in terms of who eventually calls the elections? Is there competition among the media houses?
I think unlike the last two elections we saw when Barack Obama was running, this is totally different. First of all, you would tell certain networks were pro-Republican or pro-Democrat. This one has been a little difficult because, as you see, the campaign has been kind of characterized by issues of character rather than the real issues that American voters have been looking forward to fixing, like the economy, the issue of security, the issue of employment, getting back their jobs. And so we've seen a lot of bashing between the two major candidates. And so that's quite an interesting question. And so the media has kind of been lost. Who do we go for? Today we hear this from Mr. Trump, the next day we hear this from Clinton. And so I cannot tell you that there has been one darling of the media this time round. But we're going to see what is going to happen. As we always say here in America, the power is with the American people and the vote.
Thank you very much, Esther Githui, reporting live from Voice of America Africa. We appreciate your time, and we certainly will come to you later to get updates on these elections. Thanks for joining us. Portia, any comments? Are you eagerly waiting to know who takes over the reins of affairs in America?
I'm going to stay up in the night to watch happenings over there in the U.S. I think Ghana also will take cues from the U.S. election. So
absolutely.
Up night. Do stay with TV3 as we bring you coverage also on the U.S. elections. You're watching News 360.